Today on NewsCenter, take a look at Andrews Hall, hear what MSU's women's basketball coach said about the team's big win, and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Morehead State. All this and more today on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Alexis Matthews.
And I'm Kinsey Thompson. Thanks for joining us. Here's your headlines for December 1st, 2016. On Monday, an Ohio State University student crashed his vehicle into pedestrians on the university's campus, then attacked students with a butcher knife before being fatally shot by a university police officer. The attack started shortly before 10 a.m. when the suspect drove over the curb and began his attack. About a minute after the attack started, the officer arrived and engaged the suspect. According to University Police Chief Craig Stone, 11 people were sent to the hospital, one of those being in critical condition. Stone says they're very fortunate that an OSU PD officer was there and took quick action. The university's public safety director, Monica Mole, identified the assailant as OSU student Abdul Razak Ali Atan. The FBI has opened an investigation into the incident, but hasn't confirmed whether the attack was terror-related. In response to the attack, a mass email was sent out to MSU students, reminding them that emergencies can happen on any campus at any time. The email said it is important to be prepared, and you can go to the Morehead State webpage to emergency information to learn about what to do in an emergency.
Crews in eastern Tennessee are working to fight some of the largest wildfires the state has seen. Sevier County Mayor has confirmed a total of 10 people have died in the fires that swept through the Great Smoky Mountains. The bodies were found Wednesday afternoon, and officials are also reporting 4 dozen people have been injured. The flames burned to the edge of the Dollywood theme park, and the fires spread as winds gusted over 87 miles per hour. The wildfires destroyed more than 700 buildings, including a 16-story hotel. Heavy rain fell early Wednesday morning, helping extinguish some of the wildfires, but as WKYT reports, over 200 firefighters are still battling flames. Gatlinburg Fire Chief Greg Miller stated there were 8 new fires as of Wednesday morning, but says it was mostly brush fires and says trees are falling, taking down power lines. Sevier County reports nearly 12,000 people are without power. An estimated 1,300 people have been placed in shelters, and over 14,000 residents and tourists were forced to flee to safety. State of Tennessee emergency officials issued a level 3 state of emergency.
The Obama administration has announced a final rule yesterday prohibiting smoking in public housing developments nationwide. According to the Associated Press, the Department of Housing and Urban Development says more than 228,000 public housing units are already smoke-free, and with the new rule, it will expand the impact to more than 940,000 units. The smoking ban prohibits lit tobacco products in all living units and indoor common areas and all outdoor areas within 25 feet of housing and administrative offices. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the smoke-free policy will save housing agencies $153 million every year in repairs, preventable fires, and health care costs. That amount includes $16 million in costs associated with smoking-related fires. The new rule gives public housing agencies 18 months to implement the ban.
Morehead State's Presidential Search and Screening Advisory Committee met today. It continues its efforts to find the university's next president. They are trying to find a replacement for current President Wayne Andrews, who retires in June. Board of Regents member Wayne Martin heads the committee, and he says the goal is to further narrow the number of candidates for the post. According to Martin, each committee member will be taking a candidate or two to further investigate their credentials. The committee plans to begin preliminary interviews in January. Martin expects MSU's next president to be named by the end of March.
Since the beginning of the semester, residents who were set to move into Andrews Hall have been residing in Cartmel Hall. On Wednesday, November 16th, residents began their big move from Cartmel Hall to Andrews Hall. NewsCenter reporter Holly McClurkin went to Andrews Hall to talk to some of the first group of residents to move into the building.
Well, I'm actually a resident of Andrews Hall that moved in originally, and this is so much better than the other dorms on campus because it is completely up to date. We actually get to control our own temperature, which my issue with the dorms before was just it was hot, so I like that it's not hot anymore. I think it's a great step for Morehead because this is basically building the future. We are now more up to date compared to other campuses, and so I think that's a good step for Morehead. The move-in process was not as bad as I thought it was going to be because housing actually provided us with buckets, and that really helped us move in quickly.
Well, it's a lot nicer, and we have full beds, and the hallways are really nice. We have multi-purpose rooms. The laundry room's nice. We only have one trash room for each hall, each level.
What is better about Andrews Hall than Cartmel? First of all, the rooms are much more spacious. You get to just share a bathroom with 2 other girls, which is very nice. The move-in process was rough because they didn't really get it in a timely manner, I felt. And we're only going to be here for a few weeks before we leave again for Christmas break. But that would probably be my only complaint.
For more information on what is going on with MSU Housing, follow them on Twitter at @MSU_housing.
Andrews Hall is the newest living complex Morehead State University has seen in 47 years, and with it comes a new program for the first-time freshmen. NewsCenter has the story.
So we have 2 new living learning programs we've started this year, one of which is the first-year experience program. The other is the wellness community. Both of them are in Andrews Hall. They cater to first-time freshmen, so first-time new to MSU people. And each one has a particular focus on some sort of co-curricular involvement with the student. So
yeah, I actually moved into Andrews yesterday. My room's still a mess, but yeah, I'm getting it all together. And then we had class today in there. My room's right across the hallway, and then the classroom's right next to it, so it's awesome. I have on my pajamas, so you can just roll out of bed.
This is probably 9 years ago in the making with all of this. So first year seminar, super cutting edge with this, and I just want to help others to know what a beautiful thing this is. And I have 27 students in there right now that are super excited about living here and learning here, and I know it's the end of the semester, but we're going to be doing all of our learning here for the rest of the semester. They're helping one another, so it's just a great concept. And I want to add, we're all in, I'm not in PJs, but some of them are in PJs, and I'm in my workout clothes, so we wanted to keep it real casual today to fun, because it's history. We're making history at Morehead State University, and how wonderful is that?
Coming up, Jacob Miller's in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast.
And we'll take a look at Morehead's annual tree lighting event in this week's NewsCenter Spotlight. All this coming up next.
Addison, why are you dressed up like that?
Because you're in a dream, John.
How can you prove that?
Your body's still there.
What?
Wake up and smell the coffee. Java City.
Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I have always depended on the kindness of strangers.
Welcome back. Jake and Millie here in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast. You may have noticed as the week has gone on that we are finally moving into that winter weather. Leaving that fall weather behind us, it's been very cold today, and that also might have to do with it being a very cloudy day. We haven't seen much of the sun, so that heat from the sunlight, we aren't really getting that today. That's kept the temperature at that mid-40 degree mark. Right now, 45 degrees here in Moorhead, and cloudy. It's just going to continue like that through the rest of the night, rather. Record temperatures back in 1998, only just a few years ago, the high was 76 degrees. Back in 1929, rather, it was actually a very low of 5 degrees. Can't imagine being that far below freezing. Be very frigid outside. The normal high for this time of year is 51 degrees, and the normal low is 33 degrees. So like I mentioned earlier, particularly for this year, we are sitting more towards a normal high rather than the normal low. So luckily, it's not too cold outside. But like I said, we have seen the temperatures begin to drop considerably from yesterday, even. Looking at the rest of the Commonwealth, they're experiencing similar temperatures, that mid-40 degree mark like I mentioned. The higher that we get as we move farther west, 50 degrees in Louisville, even farther as we go over, moving into West Virginia, we are looking at 40 degrees in Lexington, moving up into Moorhead, 46 in Moorhead. Looking at our live weather radar brought to you by WKYT, very clear conditions in the Commonwealth. Let's take a look at tonight's forecast. There's a chance of rain tonight with a low of 30 degrees. Let's send it over to the news desk with Kenzie Thompson.
The annual tree lighting ceremony was held this Monday. NewsCenter reporter Jacob Valerio went to the Camden Carroll Library to learn more.
This event is actually our annual tree lighting ceremony. It's very involved with the community and its students and its kids. We try to reach out to all elementary schools and get those kids to come, as well as just maybe our faculty and staff's kids to come out and just have a good time and celebrate for Christmas. So it's actually gone on for over 20 years, and it's a big tradition for the city of Moorhead. President Andrews actually comes every year and reads The Night Before Christmas to all the kids. We enjoy cookies and hot chocolate, and the student organizations here on campus, they actually come together and do some crafts and just all kinds of stuff for little kids to enjoy.
So how many of you are really excited about Christmas? Me too. So parents, we hope that you will be sending letters home. Oh, here. Oh my goodness. Santa, come on over here, Santa. Sit down, Santa. Have a seat here. Thank you so much for coming, Santa. Children, what do you say? Hello, Santa.
So every year at the holiday season, just before we break for Christmas and holiday break, we always try to do something that's fun for the children of our employees, faculty, staff, and students. And so we're here in the Camden Carroll Library tonight, and it's a wonderful time because we get to read the Christmas story, the traditional Christmas story for the little kids. And of course, they're all excited. They have a list of things they want to see come their way from Santa Claus. And tonight, the added joy was to bring Santa in, kind of surprise the kids, and having a picture taken with him now. And then when we finish with that, we're going to go out and light the traditional Christmas tree on campus, which is adjacent to Button Auditorium. It's a large, I think it's a Fraser fir tree, but it's a big tree and it's all decorated. So we'll go out and let the kids, get excited to light the tree. So holidays in the Christmas spirit's with us, and it's about having fun and recognizing the joy of the holiday. And it's rewarding for our campus community because it reminds everybody that the holiday spirit prevails, and we should take advantage of that. And it's really about family and friends and children, so it's a great time to be with them and to acknowledge all this activity.
When we come back, Jacob Miller has a look at your extended forecast, and Holly McClurkin is in with your Eagle Athletics update.
Natasha Davis, the Associate Professor of Dance here at Moorhead State University. Under the Dance Minor program, you will learn a variety of genres of dance, including tap, ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, African, dance composition, dance improvisation, dance history, intro to dance, and Pilates. If you are interested, you can become a member of our National Dance Honors Fraternity, Delta Chi Xi. This fraternity offers students the opportunity to spread dance not only on our campus, but throughout the community. If you're interested in any of our classes, please come and contact me, Professor Natasha Davis. And never miss a chance to dance.
Dude, where you been out all day?
Breckenridge Hall.
What's so cool about Breckenridge Hall?
Yo, why you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in the room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back and good evening, Moorhead. Jake Camilla here in the NewsCenter Weather Center with your forecast. Like I mentioned earlier in the program, you may have seen those temperatures begin to drop as we move into the winter season, leaving that fall season behind. The temperatures today have been considerably lower than yesterday. You can see that we've been sitting around 45 degrees, so that middle 40-degree mark. Not very warm outside today, and that also has to do with it being a very cloudy day today. I haven't seen much sunlight out there, so those clouds have kept the sunlight away, making it an even colder day. The humidity, we're looking at 53%. You may have seen some showers move through the region. Last night, due to those showers, the humidity has been brought up, and we're looking at wind speeds of 10 miles per hour. So a bit of a wind chill there, a bit of a breezy day outside, not helping with those cold temperatures. Taking a look at our temperature radar brought to you by WKYT, you can see that there are similar conditions around that mid 40 degree mark throughout the rest of the Commonwealth. Moving towards Louisville, we're looking at 50 degrees. So a little bit higher over there. As we move south, those temperatures begin to drop. Lexington, you're looking at 46. Even farther down, London, 48. As we move over, looking at Moorhead, like I mentioned, that mid 40 degree mark, and the rest of the Commonwealth is looking about the same. You also notice that cool blue color across the Commonwealth, indicating those temperatures have dropped since the last time. Looking at our live weather radar, also brought to you by WKYT, you can see that the Commonwealth is looking pretty clear. You may see a few showers a little bit north of Frankfort, and as we move into the evening, you might see those move into our region because tonight we are looking at a chance of precipitation of 10%, so you might see some rain tonight. The low is going to be 30 degrees, so it's going to get pretty cold tonight, and you can see that we've already experienced that sunset around 5:13 tonight, so the sun has begun to go down. Looking at tomorrow, it's going to be a partly cloudy day, very similar conditions that we've experienced today. The high is going to be 48 again, just like today, and we're going to see the sun rise at 7:32 a.m. So make sure that you grab a jacket for tomorrow. It's not going to stay too warm. Looking at our weekly forecast for this upcoming week, just a heads up, if you didn't know, it is finals week next week, and it looks like the weather is not looking too great for that. We're actually going to have a high of 44 tomorrow and a low of 27, a chilly day. The Saturday is going to be a high of 42 and a low of 28, and that's when you're going to see the sky begin to darken. The clouds are going to gather, and then we are going to have rain start to move in. Sunday is going to be a high of 39, a low of 32, chance of 60% for rain. Monday, chance is 50 for rain, and Tuesday, it's actually a chance of 80% rain. Looking at highs, not too high there. I don't know about you guys, but just looking at this forecast for finals week is getting me down. But maybe it'll encourage people to stay in and study for those tests that they have coming up.
I mean, you would hope so. But thank you so much, Jacob. Now let's send it over to Holly McClurkin with your Eagle Athletics.
Your home for the Moorhead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
The Moorhead State Lady Eagles improved their record to 5-2 on the season this past Monday, cruising past the Kentucky Christian University Knights, 100-52. NewsCenter caught up with head coach Greg Todd about the victory and what lies ahead for MSU.
Big win against Chicago State last week, another big win tonight against KCU. What'd you tell your team to keep the momentum up for the full 4 quarters tonight?
Well, we had a Thanksgiving break, and I think anytime you break your routine is great for the kids to have a short break there. But we've just stayed focused on getting better as a team from a full court standpoint, from a half court standpoint, and defensively we've really tried to improve each game. And I think Kentucky Christian did some good things tonight. They're very well coached with Coach Arnett. Does some every year has tremendous success with his program, and we have a lot of respect for them. And felt like all in all we did a lot of good things tonight. And we got a busy week ahead with West Virginia on Wednesday and Lipscomb coming in on Saturday.
So offense clearly dominated tonight, but speak a moment on your defense. They forced 8 turnovers in the first quarter alone. How is that quarter so important, and how did the defense really make a stand in this game?
It's been our focus since last year. We were disappointed overall, just didn't have a good year defensively, so we spent a lot of time on really working on that area, and feel like we're getting better each game, but we're able to full court press. Our half court man is good, and we're one of the top teams in the country as far as field goal percent defense, and 3-point field goal defense. We are in the top 10 in the country. So not sure if we'll stay there, but right now we're off to a good start, and we created 29 turnovers tonight, and so did a lot of positive things.
So you've faced some big teams this season. You had University of Kentucky earlier. You head on the road to face number 16 West Virginia. What do you plan to work on in the next day in the gym and get grinding to make that matchup a good one for your team?
Coach Carey has got a great program, West Virginia. We played very well against them last year in the first half. We know this will be a tough game. They, like you mentioned, 16th in the country. They're more talented than the University of Kentucky 1 through 10. Kentucky's obviously having a great year as well, but I think the Kentucky game will prepare us playing in that kind of environment. We had I think a good experience at UK, but we hopefully can learn some things from that game and have a better game on Wednesday.
The Eagles will continue their season this Saturday, December 3rd, when they play host to Lipscomb Bison. MSU men's head basketball coach Sean Woods has been suspended with pay as of last week. Athletic Director Brian Hutchinson said in a news release, quote, "Resulting from complaints received, the institution has begun an investigation involving the head basketball coach. While we continue through the formal process, we believe it is prudent to suspend the coach until the investigation is finished. Assistant coach Preston Spradlin will take over in Woods' place to lead the team until the investigation is complete." Woods is a former University of Kentucky basketball player, and in 2012, during his 5th year coaching at MSU, was suspended for 1 game after an incident during a game at the University of Kentucky where he shoved one of his players on the sideline. Earlier this year in June, Woods received a contract extension that keeps him with the Eagles through the year 2020. Stay up to date on the news following the investigation by following NewsCenter's Facebook and Twitter accounts. The MSU men's basketball team drops to 2-4 on the season after falling to Northern Kentucky 84-79 last night at home in Johnson Arena. After the game, interim head coach Preston Spradlin commented, "It was a tough 1 point. I thought our kids played hard, but we didn't execute particularly well down the stretch. We'll work on that and make sure we continue to get better." The Eagles led 78-77 with a minute to go, but sophomore forward Drew McDonald's layup gave NKU the lead. Senior forward DeJuan Marrero then missed a layup to keep the Norse on top. The Eagles had a chance on their final possession to tie the game, but unfortunately turned the ball over. The Eagles had 5 players finish in double figures and led for 23-plus minutes in the loss. They also shot 51% from the floor, 9 of 14 from three-point range, and had 19 assists to just 11 turnovers. The Eagles will head down the road this weekend to face Big Ten rival Purdue on Saturday at 2 p.m. We'll be back with more news after this.
We both drink. How are we getting to this party? You leave that to me, young buck. You leave that to me, young buck. There's better decisions I can make than to get in the car with the drunk driver. I could get a shuttle, an Uber, even call a friend. You know what, kid? That's not a bad idea. Why didn't I think of that?
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest.
I love when eagles play.
I love the campus! And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity.
I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
Many communities in the Commonwealth have moved to protect LGBT residents by passing fairness ordinances, but one well-known Kentucky gay rights advocate says the November elections have put those gains on the line. WUKY reports the Fairness Campaign Director Chris Hartman heads to the nation's capital this Friday to report on the state's role as a leader in organizing rural LGBT communities, but he says the meeting of those White House Rural Council will take place in a climate of fear for his group. Hartman points first to one piece of legislation he's confirmed will make another appearance in 2017, Senate Bill 180, which would permit business owners to decline to provide services that conflict with their religious beliefs. The measure provides a non-starter in the democratically controlled House in March, but that seems likely to change when Republicans claim their supermajority next January. In next year's short 30-day session, Hartman predicts a flood of bills aimed at challenging the initiatives his group has championed. Supporters of those measures argue they're necessary to protect small business owners and privacy rights. Hartman's organization and its allies warn that passing them could make Kentucky the next North Carolina, a state which faced significant corporate backlash for overturning discrimination bans.
It's the final countdown for Moorhead State students for the fall 2016 semester. Finals week begins Monday, December 5th, and there are a number of ways to improve your performance. And the biggest is getting some sleep. Studies show a fatigued brain does not retain information, and it is also recommended to silence your social media accounts. In a media-run society, this may be difficult for some, but limiting your social media use can improve your test scores. The Camden Carroll Library will open Sunday, December 4th, and it will not close until 4:30 Friday, December 9th. Students can contact the library and reserve specific study rooms if they wish. When you're ready for a snack break, the Baptist Campus Ministries on MSU's campus will be serving free pancakes on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 p.m. to midnight. Final exam schedule. NewsCenter wishes all students the best of luck as the semester comes to a close.
As another semester nears its end, it's time at Moorhead State for another graduation ceremony. The 2016 fall commencement is slated for next Saturday, December 10th at 10:30 a.m. The ceremony will be held in Johnson Arena at the Academic Athletic Center. For all graduating seniors planning to walk at commencement, there will be a mandatory graduation practice on Friday, December 9th from 3:30 to 5:30, where they will get information about becoming a part of the Alumni Association and they will receive a free gift. Good luck to the fall 2016 graduating class as they begin their next chapter in life.
Downtown Moorhead is hosting its annual Hometown Holidays Christmas celebration this weekend. The festivities start Saturday at 9 a.m. with the Appalachian Arts and Crafts Fair in Moorhead State's Laughlin Health Building. Hometown Holidays officially begins at 5 p.m. on Main Street. There will be musical performances by the Cave Run Symphony Orchestra. Local businesses will be holding sales and selling snacks. There will also be horse and buggy rides and hot chocolate. Bring your family and friends for an evening of holiday fun. For more information on Hometown Holidays, call 606-548-1073. That's going to be it for us tonight. Remember, your news is always on NewsCenter's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And you can catch this newscast again on msutv.net.
On behalf of the NewsCenter team, I'm Alexis Matthews.
And I'm Kinsey Thompson. Have a great evening and happy holidays.
Moorhead.